This podcast episode is being sponsored by Mint. Meet the dynamic duo behind Mint cleaning products. What started as two moms meeting at a mom group and launching a local cleaning business quickly evolved into a mission-driven, multi-million-dollar brand. After experiencing health issues from toxic chemicals, they created Mint Cleaning, an eco-friendly, award-winning line of cleaning products that are as safe as they are effective. Today, Mint Cleaning is a staple in over 250 stores across Canada, thriving online and supported by a passionate community. With a flagship store on Vancouver Island, Robin and Monica are proving that clean living can be luxurious, stylish, and good for the planet. Known for their approachable, funny, and inspiring personalities, they're here to share their journey of resilience, risk-taking, and building a business that makes waves. You can shop Mint Cleaning with the link in our show notes. Mint Cleaning will be our keynote speakers at She Leads, happening April 25th and 26th at the Oak Bay Beach Hotel in Victoria, British Columbia. Tickets can be purchased in the show notes of this episode. Hello everyone, I am here live from Cabo filming you this episode of TGIM. I debated if I was even going to do a video episode because I am filming here in my hotel robe from the bedroom. But I thought, you know what? We are all about keeping it real over here. And a couple of weeks ago, Kayla and I filmed Biz Besties from our hotel room in Newport Beach, and I'm just gonna continue on here. Today's episode, I think, is going to be short and sweet, but don't quote me on that. How many times have I said that? And it's not been short, but always very sweet. But what I want to talk to you about today is how woo attracts woo. And what's so funny is that I rarely batch record podcasts ahead of time. I really like to feel what's in the moment and what's here and what I want to deliver to all of you. And I knew coming on this vacation, I was like, okay, I don't have TGIM batched and ready to go. It's going to be an in the moment thing that I decide to record from Cabo, feeling into what it is that you all would like and need to listen to. And perhaps it was my Aries tattoo that attracted her Pisces tattoo. Maybe it was the book I was reading, the book she was reading. Who knows what it is? What I know is that woo attracts woo. The magnetism is there. And while on this trip so far, I've met some really incredible people. I'm going to go meet up with a new friend that I met just at the airport while we were waiting for a shuttle together. Her and I are going to get connected. And then today, laying poolside, I was actually sending a voice note over to Kayla and Haley, who does our reels for our events. And I was chatting about She Leads and going on about all of that. And then I come back from leaving that voice note. I stepped away to a little bit of a quieter area away from the pool. And I come back and Jeff and this woman are chatting at the pool. And I walk over and she says, "Oh, you must be Nicole," and introduces herself. And she said, "Jeff and I just got chatting and he told me that I would really love to hear all about your business." And she said, "I'm really into the woo." And I was like, "Oh, I'm also really into the woo. So you've come to the right place." And she said she's looking for a business coach and looking for a community, and that she's really into breath work and meditation and mindfulness, and is looking for business coaches to support her in that and community to hold her accountable. And I just thought, wow, this is so divine. And then we were chatting about how it's divine timing. And then we noticed each other's tattoos. And then she said, "So what's your business called?" And I said, "My Aligned Purpose." And she said, "Get out of here." And she shows me her water bottle. And she's got a little sticker on her water bottle that said Aligned in Purpose. And we're both like, we can't make this up. This is too good. And so that's what I wanted to do today's episode about, is that when you are so yourself, you're crystal clear on who you are and what you're into and what you stand for and who you want to be around and the things you want to talk about, you will find your people. But if you are afraid to be you, if you are afraid to put it out there, what it is that lights you up and what you like to talk about and the type of people you want to be around, then you are going to struggle to find your people. We get to be so magnetic and we get to shine really bright and have this really vibrant magnetism, electricity to us, a frequency to us. We all have it. It's just a matter of if we are dimming it down, either consciously or unconsciously, so intentionally or unintentionally, or if we're being loud and proud with our vibrancy of who we are and what we love. And so I wanted to do this episode about how woo attracts woo because I know the majority of our listeners, either you're like full on woo or you're like dabbling a little bit into, I want to be woo. I want to like woo. And one time I heard, well, at one time I said in front of my mom that like our business is systems and woo or something like that. And my mom said, "What's woo?" And I was like, "What's woo? What do you mean, what's woo?" And she's like, "I don't know what woo is." So I had to explain to my mom what woo is. And then I was thinking, is woo like short for woo woo? And what is woo? And I think my definition of what is woo, it goes outside of the standard definition or representation of how we should be in society. Follow the rules, be analytical. It's under the patriarchy. The patriarchy is not woo. So under the patriarchy, it's follow the rules, follow the system, and don't tap into your inner knowing. I actually think being woo is really just tapping into energy and your inner knowing and your intuition and what we are made up of. And I believe that women thrive when they tap into that part of themselves. And you really get to find your people who are into this, right? Like My Line Purpose is made up of women who want to make a lot of money, want to have a lot of fun, want to do a lot of good in the world. They want to have businesses that are created with structure, and they want to fill that structured business with woo, with energy, with manifestation, with mindset, with spirituality, with tapping into their feminine energy. We've yet to meet a woman who vibes with our community that wants to build a business that isn't tapping into the woo. We've certainly met women who are like totally shut off from the woo, but it hasn't gone much further from finding out that they're totally shut off from the woo and that we're probably not a great fit. Now, I have my own set of beliefs on many things, but one of my beliefs around being a spiritually curious business, or rather a spiritually curated business, when you invite the elements of woo into your business, I have beliefs around that, beliefs that serve me, and then those beliefs help me serve our clients. And I know that Kayla shares these beliefs as well, and this is what supports us to be able to take women from where they're at to where they want to go, or men, the right aligned men, to where they're at to where they want to go in their business by focusing heavily on energetics, focusing heavily on the woo side of things. Our last accelerator call that we did last week, the entire first day was all on energetics, and it was arguably one of my favorite calls that we've done in the 5 years that we've been in this business. And everybody was so into it and so excited about ways that they could start to be intentional with their own energy and transform their energy. So let's talk about some of the beliefs I have about being a spiritually curated business, a woo-woo business. I believe that it sets you apart. I believe, just how I started this, that woo attracts woo, and that it will set you apart. There will be people out there who will be scanning, they'll be using the reticular activating system, their magnetism, their point of attraction. They'll be scanning a certain type of business or person to work with. I'm speaking to mainly business owners here on this podcast. When you are connected to your woo and you let that shine and you let other people see that and know that and hear that and feel that, they will be magnetized to you. It will set you apart. It's such a great differentiator. We're not a bro masculine type of business. We are not a hustle till you burn out type of business. We are not a business that only follows structure and systems and Excel sheets and funnels and launches. Everything we do starts with a mindset first focused approach, and our mindset's connected to our body, connected to our energy, connected to our spirituality, connected to our woo. So my belief is when you tap into being your woo self, you're going to be more magnetic. It's going to be your differentiator. It's going to allow other people to know, hey, she's into some different things, and so am I. And if I'm going to choose between the coach that's into some different things or the coach that isn't, I think I'm going to go with the person that I'm naturally vibing towards because they are so themselves. I'm so myself in this business, and that's what I love about it, is I get to be so myself. I believe that's what makes me so magnetic. I believe that that's why I meet people poolside or on the airplane or wherever it might be, and I'm talking about My Line Purpose because I love it so much, and the right people will vibe with it and the wrong people won't. One time, Kayla and I were on an airplane, and I can't remember if this was when we were going to New York or one of our trips to Arizona. I can't quite remember. But we were sitting next to this young woman. I think she was probably a bit younger than us. She was from Calgary, and we were talking about our business, and she said that she had just completed her law degree because both of her parents were into academics, and I believe maybe they were lawyers too, and really wanted her to get into law. And she was saying how she was already unhappy, but she could never go out and do her own thing because she spent X amount of years going to school to be a lawyer, and she couldn't disappoint her parents, and she couldn't be the one person in her family to do something different. And so I believe that everything that Kayla and I were saying was a little bit out there for her. And so that was just very clear that she's not our type of person. I believe that she thought we were a little too woo for her. And that's okay. Because if we pretended to be something else and we said, oh yeah, we can coach you in your law business, which sure, we can work with lawyers if they energetically are a match to us or vibe with us, but she wasn't. And so we're not going to mislead somebody by pretending to be somebody that we're not. So moral of the story, go be yourself. Okay, another belief I have about being connected spiritually to your business is that when you are connected spiritually to your business, when you do tap into the woo, it does allow you to support your decision making. I believe that entrepreneurs who are connected to their intuition and their spiritual values tend to make choices that genuinely resonate with their purpose, which obviously leads to more sustainable growth and more sustainable business models, more sustainable work-life balances. So when you are being authentic in your decision-making, when you are making decisions from a spiritually aligned place, it's going to work in your favor. Kayla and I've got these necklaces. Mine says Sacral Yes, and my new friend asked me about that today too. And we walk our walk here. We walk our walk, we walk our talk. When we say we are into woo, like this sacral yes is a part of my human design. I believe in it so much. It's my plural, words of the year necklace that I wear proudly. If somebody was to ask me what's on your necklace and I was to say sacral yes, and they were like, what's a sacral? Why do you have that on there? What's energy? Why would you let that be your guiding factor for decision making? I would know they aren't my person. Yeah. If they were asking that, and then there was curiosity behind it and they want to know more, and then they were like, ooh, like this is something I want to get into, then yes. But 9 times out of 10, if somebody's like, why would you follow your intuition? Why would you put your intuition on a necklace and use that as your way that you move through life? I would know, I guess we're just not the same type of person. And it's okay to be different from people. This whole episode is about magnetism, woo, attracting woo. Another belief that I have is that a referral-based word of mouth business will grow like gasoline on a fire when you are giving people something that comes from your heart. And so again, us creating my aligned purpose just sounds woo. Like it sounds woo, aligned in purpose. What does that mean? It sounds like we tip on the side of woo in our business. And by us being really in alignment with that and word of mouth spreading about us being two of the best business coaches you can go to, because we create this incredible community where we're serving women who are serious about growing their business and making impact, and they're high achievers and they want lots of success and they want to make tons of money and they want to be okay with making tons of money and they want to have lots of fun and they want to do lots of good in the world, and they want to know their numerology and they want to know what their star signs mean and they want to know what's happening when the planets are orbiting here or there, and they want to read books on personal and self-development, and they, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. I could go on. And I would say that, and that's all like surface level woo. You can go way deep into what woo is. But when you present yourself as who you really are, and people love that and enjoy that, they are going to, again, it's going to be like gasoline on a fire. They're going to talk about your business. Word of mouth is going to spread. Here we are in year 5. We're about to host She Leads. We've got over 100 tickets sold. We've got some of the best speakers that you could find on Vancouver Island when it comes to powerful women business owners. I believe at my core that we wouldn't have been able to sell over 100 tickets and have the speakers we have 5 years ago. We got here based off of, well, showing up, consistency, determination, our reputation, building a name for ourselves, making really true, valuable connections and friendships, and referrals. People have talked about working with us year after year after year, and that support our business growth. And they're not talking about working with us in a way that like, oh, those two are really masculine and they really support hustle and they really push you to do XYZ. I don't believe anybody's talking about us that way because that's not how we are. We grow businesses that are fun. We grow businesses that are based off of energy. We grow businesses that create connection and relationships. And so by being ourselves, we've gotten to grow really incredible businesses by moving through life and through our days and through our business with our intuition, with our energy on check, on point. So what I want to leave you with today in this Woo Attracts Woo episode is 3 ways that you can incorporate spiritual practices today. I've been thinking about this and like, if I had to leave you with 3 pieces of advice, because I know that I always like when podcast episodes leave me with a little bit of homework or something to reflect on. And so I want to think about what could I leave you all with today, besides thinking about how you can step more into your woo or how your woo can attract more woo. I want you to think about how you can establish intuition-based rituals into your business. So setting aside time before an important decision, to meditate, to journal, to reflect, to visualize, that's important. You might want to do an oracle pull, a card pull before doing something in your business. You might want to track your decisions in your business based off of your intuition versus like pure logic. And you know, what I think is really cool is that here at the resort in Cabo, there's a wedding here today, and the bride and I'm assuming like her best friend or sister, something like that, came up from the beach this morning and they stopped at somebody at the pool chair sitting beside us. And she said, okay, it's game day, it's wedding day, we're ready to go. We just went down to the beach. And she said, we did a visualization, we did a meditation, we set our intentions, and now we're ready to go get ready. And then they said they drank some delicious green juice. So then I chatted with them about, where do you get that green juice? And what I think is so powerful about that is this bride could have just went about her day today and got married, but obviously there's a part of her that believes in the power of connection to source and to higher self, to take that time to go visualize how the day could be. Like all the best athletes do it, all the best business owners I know do it. Get out there, visualize, connect to your intuition, set an intention for how the day's going to go. Meditate, calm your energy, clear your energy. We don't want to have dysregulated energy going about our day or especially into our business. So I thought that was pretty cool that I saw that. And then another piece I want to add about why I'm talking about pulling the oracle card is Kayla and I think many of you, Kayla and I were in Newport Beach last week or the week before. And we were there with our mastermind and we made so many new friendships, and we're now a part of all these different group chats and stuff. And one of our group chats is called Soul Chats. And I think there's 11 of us in this group chat. And one of our friends in that group chat pulls an oracle card every day for the group and sets the tone for what we're all talking about. And we are all like the heavily woo people in the mastermind, which again, your vibe attracts your tribe, right? Like we all get chatting and we're like, oh, what's your human design? What's your gene keys? What's your star sign? And then we're all like, we're all into that. We came to this realization while we were all out to dinner one night, and then one person started the group chat, and then all the right people got into it. And by pulling an oracle card every day, it just sets the tone for your day. So as a business owner, you could consider doing that for yourself as well. Okay, another woo-woo idea that I have for you that I absolutely love, and we're coming off of a new moon right now, or we're in the new moon energy, is basing business decisions off of the moon cycle, off of the energy of the moon. So when you've got a new moon, it's the beginning of a cycle, it's the beginning of a 28-day cycle, it's new energy, it's fresh, it's a great time for manifesting, setting intention, time blocking what your calendar is going to look like. You get halfway through that 28-day cycle, like around day 14, and it's a full moon. It's a great time to reflect and decide what you want to release so that you can receive more. So I think doing different things around the moon cycle is really important in your business. To also know that a new moon is more of an intention-based energy, maybe bigger ideas are there, and a full moon, we can feel a little bit scattered sometimes or a little bit off. And so knowing that if you're feeling that way, to just maybe press pause and take the day off from your business or what it was that you're doing that's making you feel a little bit scattered. Okay, the last thing that I want to talk about that I think is woo, but so incredible for business owners is to be intentional about your space and clearing the energy of your space. So you might do this with different types of essential oils, sage, Palo Santo, if that's part of your practice and feels aligned to you. It might look like using incense or something to clear your space. Also, certain music can be great for your environment, like different hertz of binaural beats and frequencies can be really helpful. Physically cleaning your space, making sure that the desk that you work at, the room that you're in, doing a little bit of feng shui. Kayla and I are really into that right now. And so learning about ways that you can energetically set the tone for your day, for your business, that's woo. Not everybody believes that. It's certainly more corporate roles. When I was a teacher, I didn't like to have the lights on. I like to have soft light and not the bright light. I like to make sure that I had essential oils in my classroom, peppermint to really allow the students to wake up and be present with me, lavender if I was maybe looking for them to calm down and unwind, making sure that my desk in my classroom was set up a certain way, that my students felt like their desks were set up a certain way, really priming ourselves for our environment. That the school itself is not primed for that with its bright lights and its loud noises and the structure and the routine. And it's certainly any office job that you would step into is not going to be primed for you to have this really intentional, intuitive environment to work from. So for all of you who are listening that are you are your own business owners, get out there and prime your environment to work best for you. Okay, I'm going to leave you here with that episode. Thought it was really fun. I can't wait to welcome our new friend that I met poolside into our world. I think she's coming to She Leads, which is so fun. And for those of you who are listening, you've got a couple weeks left. Grab your tickets to She Leads. As I mentioned, we've sold a little over 100 now, so we're about down to 50 left that we can sell out to fill up that room. It's going to be remarkable. If you're the type of woman who knows you want to be in this room, you're not going to wait. What are you waiting for? And by waiting until the very last minute to buy your ticket, all that's doing is creating stress for the people who are putting on the event. So if you know you're going to come, we would like to account for your head and for your food and for your goodie bag and all of that with a little bit of breathing space, not like the day before. So just stop being a back and forth person saying, I want to come, but I don't know if I'm going to come and I need to wait until last minute. Just make the decision. Go to myalignedpurpose.com/sheleads. And yes, I'm calling you out. If you're like, I want to come, but I haven't decided yet, come on. Just make the decision. If you're ever in the position where you have to plan an event, you will see that it is so much easier when people commit upfront. And so that is my request to all of you today, is to go grab your ticket, stop waiting, stop being a fence sitter, put yourself in the room, come be inspired by all of these incredible women business owners who are here on Vancouver Island. And we've got people flying in from all over North America for this event. And you do not have to stay at the Oak Bay Beach Hotel to attend. I just want to make that very clear. Maybe you're local and you want to go back home that evening, or maybe you and some friends are getting an Airbnb, or you want to stay at a different hotel, because I think I think Oak Bay Beach Hotel might actually be sold out. Just so that you know, you don't have to stay there to attend. All right, everybody, have a great week. We'll be back later this week with Biz Besties and can't wait to chat to you then. High-achieving women in business often put themselves last, pushing through exhaustion, ignoring their needs, and wondering why burnout keeps creeping in. But what if the key to success wasn't doing more, but honoring your energy, your health, and your well-being? Dr. Sarah Lee knows that health is wealth. As a physician, executive coach, and wellness advocate, she helps women reclaim their time, trust their bodies, and take back control of their physical, emotional, mental, and spiritual well-being. Because when you take care of you, everything else, your career, your relationships, your impact, they all thrive. If you're ready to stop running on empty and start showing up as your most powerful aligned self, now is the time. Book a connection call with Dr. Sarah Lee or join the waitlist for her group coaching programs and workshops at drsarahlee.com. Because when women lead with energy and clarity, they change everything. We look forward to introducing you to Dr. Sarah Lee as one of the panelists on our Health is Wealth conversation at She Leads 2025. This podcast episode is being sponsored by Blackbird Creative. At Blackbird Creative, they specialize in empowering female entrepreneurs and helping them make big waves in their industries.
As a professional brand photographer, they work with ambitious women ready to take their businesses to new heights with polished, creative, and strategic brand photography. Together, they'll craft your visuals that will not only reflect your vision, but position your brand as a standout leader in your field. Ready to transform your business? Go create something extraordinary with Blackbird Creative. Blackbird Creative is also the official brand photographer for She Leads 2025, happening April 25th and 26th at the Oak Bay Beach Hotel in Victoria, British Columbia.